want to break down the newest Superman trailer, in particular the opening scene where Superman crashes harder than a frat bro blacking out on dollar shot night at Applebee's. So the trailer kicks off with Superman played by David Cornsweet, looking like he just got dumped by Lois Lane and fired from the Daily Planet in the same day. And when I say fired, I mean literally shot out of a cannon. And here he is, laying there, beat to hell, doing his best Jeremy Renner impression, looking like he lost a cage match with a snowplow. And I'm really not sure why James Gunn thinks it's important to continuously open up with this shot, where it looks like Superman has taken more damage than a Tesla in a supermarket parking lot. This is a complete joy suck from the start. Maybe it's just me, but I always thought Superman's whole thing was being super. You know, the whole dude reminds us that we can be legends, not just barely functioning train wrecks. But this shot makes me want to call grief counseling and hope they dope me up enough to short circuit my soul. It's not just a physical flop, it's stripping away the invincible aura and leaving him a wheezing, vulnerable wreck. James Gunn doesn't ease us into this. It's a brutal open flex, screaming that this Superman's no hero, just a dude who can't even stick the landing. His masculinity is shredded as he lies here powerless, waiting for a dog to bail him out. Superman's whistling for Krypto, the computer cartoon dog, to come help him, and I feel like if Superman is whistling as loud as he can into the snow, this dude is kicking up the biggest unintentional blizzard the world has ever seen. But the snow is tough, it's got the grip strength of an OnlyFans girl on a Saudi prince's yacht, it's not budging, and it's little details like this that make movies soar or crash. And with this movie so far, well... So here comes Krypto, the idiot dog, barreling in like he's high on fresh Arctic powder. This mutt's acting like he snorted a snowbank and decided it's time to party. He's jumping on Superman's chest like it's a near-death trampoline, before chewing on his arm like Superman's smuggling Slim Jims up his sleeve. Bro, your dog just failed every part of the emotional support animal certification. I've seen raccoons show more bedside manner than this. And of course, since we're going for that dramatic tone in the scene, Gunn can't help it but insert unwanted Marvel-style humor dry and hard, just to undercut any tension you might feel. So Superman had enough of this crap and tells Krypto to take him home, and this genius dog stares at him. Blank face, zero thoughts, mind is buffering on 90s internet dial-up. Superman's desperate now, pleading for Krypto to take him home, do anything, sounding like a guy who just lost his keys, his wallet, and his will to live. And the CGI on the close-ups of the dog looks like it was rendered in Microsoft Paint. He's chewing on Superman's leg, but I'm distracted because he moves like a bootleg cartoon dog made of jello. Look, I understand you think you can't make a dog move at 100 miles per hour through the snow, and I say you're only thinking legally. But in all honesty, the CGI of Krypto running through the snow makes sense, but when he gets to Superman, it should have cut to a real dog doing real dog stuff in this part. I know the old adage is never work with children or pets, but it's better than looking at this special effects hate crime. Alright, so here's Krypto dragging a flaccid Superman through the snow. Poor Clark Kent just flopping around back there, totally spent, while Krypto's panning like he's the one in charge. And then boom, the world's biggest kidney stone is passed through the ground. And honestly, here's the twist. The Fortress of Solitude looks incredible. The exterior alone wipes the floor with every previous version in my opinion. It's part spaceship, part cathedral, so props where props is due. The Fortress of Solitude, absolute banger. Looks like a place where secrets are kept and destinies are forged. Krypto barks at the giant sci-fi kidney stone door because apparently barking is now the key to unlocking ancient alien technology. And sure enough, the door opens like a spaceship garage, revealing what can only be described as the worst looking CGI robot in decades. This thing looks like if Rob from Nintendo and the bubblegum machine in the corner of the liquor store made a baby in hell. This thing comes sprinting out like it was rendered during a lunch break. It's got the texture of a plastic Happy Meal toy and the movement only a PS3 could process. And just when you start reminiscing about how we peaked in 1991 with Terminator 2 when it came to robot puppeteering and animatronics, even more of them show up to assault your eyes with visual gonorrhea. Superman, half dead and concussed, says thank you to one of these things.
Thank you.
A nice moment, sure, but then robot number 4 hits him with the most textbook sci-fi nonsense reply.
No need to thank us, sir, as we will not appreciate it. We have no consciousness whatsoever. Merely automatons here to serve.
You see, they're just mindless mechanical servants. Totally emotionless, zero personality, just your basic alien Roombas with a Bluetooth speaker attached.
I don't understand why the dog has a cape. The robots have a cape. The dog was not flying. I don't know if the robots fly. It just errs on the side of silliness. You're muted.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I think it's too stupid. You know,
Sure, I
there's
have my complaints with the actor they chose and the costume, but the rest of it is really going on the silly side of the comics. They specifically chose the silliness of it all. Maybe they're aiming for the real young children. Maybe that's it.
yeah, well, I know kids that wouldn't want to watch this because they're used to the Superman, you know. This is too, I don't know. It's just there's no it just seems like it's all fluff. Every bit of it. There's no good stuff, you know. There's no story or drama, or it's just
I know
all
at one
CGI
point
fluff.
they have them fighting this fire-breathing creature, and if it's from the comics, I'm not familiar with it. I've never been a humongous Superman fan, but all the same, I'm generally familiar with the more recognizable characters, and that is not one of them. It just feels like something they randomly pulled out of their ass. Let's have them fight this big turtle dragon thing that breathes fire.
Yeah. I just don't foresee this
Well,
movie.
they were making a movie at one point with Nicolas Cage as Superman. They were trying to make it edgier, but one of the main people putting it together says, "I will not do this unless he fights a giant spider," and it feels like they did a similar thing here.
Yeah.
But I'll play the rest of this if it will play.
Cool, fine, moving on, right? Wrong, because then in the very next breath, number 4 introduces him to number 12, and this whole scene turns out to be a big giant number 2. According to 4, 12 is new here. Like, this is an awkward office mixer. And what happens next? Superman nods at her and she giggles.
He looked at me.
Like, actually giggling. Full on tween at a boy band concert giggle. This isn't just inconsistent, it's wildly uncomfortable. One second, they're glorified Keurigs, the next they're flirting like it's the hallway between PE and computer science. There's no way around it, it's just lazy. If you're going to make your robots robotic, commit. If you're going to make them weirdly emotional, fine. But don't give us both back to back like we won't notice the sudden leap from data center to awkward high school crush. It's tonal whiplash like it was sponsored by Nvidia. And as this is going down, the look on Superman's face says it all for the audience, twitching like he's actively having a stroke from the sheer stupidity of what he's hearing. In his head, he's begging something for the cringe and let him die. But the Spaz Pack isn't done with their wild mood swings. The bargain bin Alexa units say they're going to heal Superman, and you're thinking, all right, Kryptonian cold plunge, here we go. But nope, like kids frying an ant under a magnifying glass, these things turn on full Terminator mode, hold him down, and light him up like it's a barbecue. Superman's instantly burnt to a crisp. The smell of seared alien flesh is stinking up the room. It's a perfect metaphor for James Gunn's Superman in this entire preview. It starts off with a promise of care and ends in pain, confusion, and the smell of burnt potential. Do yourself a favor, smash the like button, hit subscribe.
I don't get why the sunlight hurt him. I mean, for one, he's supposed to be Superman, and it wasn't like a laser beam or something. It's like, oh, we're going to magnify the sun on you, even though you could probably take a nuclear blast. Now you're going to scream in pain from this thing that heals you.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense either. None of this makes any sense. And the dog they created for Superman doesn't even look like the dog in the comic. I don't know, that it's just the whole thing just seems like a waste of time. I mean, that's just my take on it, though.
here